Hello everyone, PolishLynx here, and we are starting the next episode of Narcissu Side Second, Chapter 17, Sky. From there we connected onto yet another expressway. Already, since we left the hospital, about 7 hours had passed. The area had completely become a place that seems to be out in the middle of the mountains. Right in front on a sign were the words Mount Fuji Skyline. Most likely, we had already come to a place quite close. And then, that cloudless summer sky had at some point become a dark black evening sky. It's starting to come down. When I looked, rain started to fall from the dark sky. Wait a bit, I bring out the top. Pulling the car to a stop on the shoulder, Himeko-san started to fool around for something. And then, after waiting a while in the light drizzle, it has a roof? Well, it's not an amazing one. As she answered and closed the left and right windows, the roadster became like a perfectly normal car. Until now it had been a mystery as to what was done when it rained, but it apparently took on this form. Once again, the units drove off. The rain had truly begun to come down and obscure the road in pure white. The thick black rain clouds, even though it was still before evening, made it dark enough to let one believe it was night. At a cold sensation striking my head, I looked up at the roof. There were a number of drops dripping down. So, these things ran down after all. And just like the words meant, there being leaks started. Looking at how the rain was falling, it didn't look like it would stop for some time. Setsumi, put this on your head. What I was given was a large towel, and as told, I put it on top of my head. And Himeko-san's? I'm fine. Besides, I think it's going to stop soon. Then, I'm fine too. She probably wouldn't say, but this might have been the only towel. And even if she were worried that I would get wet, at the least, I was more worried about Himeko-san herself. That's why I tried to give my towel to Himeko-san. When I did, stop Setsumi. This was different from her usual way of speaking. This was the very strict expression that she'd show occasionally. But then, Himeko-san, it's okay. I'm fine with getting wet. But, however, make Setsumi catch a cold and I won't have it. Make Setsumi? Just who was she talking to, I wonder? Now it came down harder, the August rain. For some reason it was excessively cold and still didn't seem like letting up. Don't look down on me, alright? I'm not wearing this outfit just for show. As if talking to herself, Himeko-san muttered. I had a feeling that didn't mean physically not getting wet, but some different meaning. Throwing out spray, the ropes continued running. Under the endless black sky, it now went from an ordinary road onto the Mount Fuji skyline. If you feel cold, just say, okay? I'm fine. With a towel still in my head, I answered Himeko-san as she got wet from the leaks. It'd be better if we took shelter somewhere. Even such an obvious suggestion somehow faltered in the atmosphere. Gripping the wheel was a Himeko-san that was different from usual. It was the first time I've seen a Hikawa-san without pajamas. We continued driving, at some point when the rain had completely stopped. If you looked, there was even the face of a large moon out in the sky. Soon, We arrived at Fujino Miyaguchi. Along with those words, we went from a narrow mountain road into a suddenly open area. Finally, the unit stopped. Looking around, there were signs for the 5th station parking lot. During this season, I had heard that there were many mountain climbers. Perhaps it was the time, and because the weather had been bad, but the area had very few cars around. Here, Kent Oolong. It's warm. Thank you. With a tea bath from a vending machine in hand, the two of us ate what remained of the packed lunch. Even cold, it's delicious. In the end, it seems like we're spending the night here. But when we set off, she had said that this was our destination. Did Himeko-san plan on going even higher up? Still planning on going up? Well, I wonder. While holding a croquette in hand, Himeko-san gave a vague answer. Certainly, up until here, we're able to come by car. According to the parking lot sign, the altitude was already 2,400 meters. But from here on there were only mountain climbing trails. Even if you weren't planning on heading all the way to the summit, Himeko-san, a resident of the 7th floor, could be thought of as being able to climb up a mountain path. And if, even then, she said she were aiming for higher, shouldn't I hold her back? Suddenly opening the door, Himeko-san stepped out of the car. Just as I was thinking about such things, I also hurried out of the car. When I looked, she was right by the car, looking up at the night sky that had just stopped raining. I was a bit surprised. I had thought that she might have started climbing without saying a thing. Then, perhaps guessing at my unease, Himeko-san began to speak. Alright, once before. I said that I had wanted a friend from a different age group, right? Certainly, before the pineapple tree, it had been the first thing that she had wanted to try. That was maybe a bit of a lie. Lie? Truth is more than being of a different age group. Because it was you, might be why I wanted to become friends. Himeko-san spoke somehow seriously about what I had also somehow vaguely noticed. That reason was? That's a difficult question, but to put it bluntly, just a good feeling maybe, like it rang a bell. That was also something I felt I understood. It was close to that feeling I answered Chihiro-san with. And then before, when I had asked whether she was seeing someone else in me, I was told that half of that was exactly that. Then the remaining half of the reason that had been left a secret at the time, could this be it? Hey Setsumi, can I ask you a question? What is going on? If a person very close to you was gradually getting weaker, would you want to be nearby the whole time watching that? Or rather, at the time you didn't know they died before you realized? Would you want that? I thought about the meaning of the question, and after thinking seriously in my own way, I don't know. Those were my true feelings. I think I would always want to be by their side. But if I were in the position of leaving, the opposite, by my side, I don't want anyone. That's inconsistent. Exactly.
その通りよ。
Those living and those left behind
残されるもの。
never will the two
決して
meet.
交わることはないのよ。
Even if I could bear my opinion, my own pain, I couldn't bear another's. She wanted to say that perhaps. Then, Chihiro-san and the best friend we met at the beach, avoiding them. Then, why was I here in this place? Why was I chosen, I wonder? Did Himeko-san want to say that if it was me, then she would be fine? This
これは
is,
ね、
you see,
穴に
after
落
falling
ち
into
て
the
初め
hole,
て気づくことよ。
something that I first realized.
だけ
However,
ど、
no matter how
どんなに
much I
私
shout
が
that
ここに穴
it's
があるからと
because
声
there
を
is
上
a
げても、
hole here, the voices of those who have fallen into the hole
地上を歩いている
can't
者に
reach
は
those
届かない。
walking on the surface. That was the reason? Then, did she want to say that because I had also fallen into the hole, that voice would reach me?
あ
Pretty
なたは
different.
違うわよ。
You're still falling. There is a chance that you will come back up.
這い上がれる可能性がある。
And when it's impossible,
無理だった時は、
that's
それは
something everyone has to think of
誰
for
もが自分で
themselves.
考えることよ。
Then, the circumstances now were all of results of Himeko-san's thoughts. After falling into the hole, stopping prayers, and maybe turning them into curses. Really?
ほんと、
Patrashe was
新し
lucky,
はいいわ
wasn't
よ
he?
ね。
He could go with his beloved Nello together to heaven after all. And
だ
Nello
って寂しくない。
also wouldn't be lonely. Even though I was the professor, I couldn't give an answer. At such a time, if I were a real professor, a doctor of the church, like Augustine or Jerome,
なんと
I
答えられ
probably
るの
could have answered with something. Then, just tell me this,
だけでも教えて。
God
神
is
様は
where? It's like he didn't hear, even though I prayed in the
これ
church.
でもお祈りしたのに。
Where was God? And that question, my mouth sealed. I'm sorry. I don't know.
わからないわ。
I see.
そっか。
Professor Only-san doesn't know either.
わからないんだ。
Then, raising herself from the bed and facing the window, I guess he's above the sky. While speaking, she looked up at the sky, looking up from windows that could only have opened 50 centimeters at the lightning predominant sky. Say,
ねえ、
Anna-san, I
私、
want to go to the
屋
roof.
上に行きたい。
The roof? If I prayed from even just a little higher place,
高いところでお祈りしたら、
maybe I would be heard, right? By God.
神様に。
I can't?
ね、
No, you can. Alright.
わかったわ。
Supporting a girl who headed to the roof. Normally this place was one where patients couldn't go, were not allowed to go. However, at this time, for me, for the Alice who's unable to do anything other than buy ice cream, for the powerless professor who couldn't answer with anything, there was nothing else that I could do. The blue-purple predawn sky was turning into the white of day, a bleak place where no one could be seen. Once in a while, through the blowing wind, the fence that was taller than the ceiling of the 7th floor rattled. This place feels nice, doesn't it?
ちいい場所だね。
She spoke as if whispering to herself, and from her pocket she took out the rosary. Let's finish it here. I wonder what will happen. Seriously. I'm afraid this might be even more intense than the first one. I'm really worried about that. So, see you in the next. Bye.